Adventure touring is a style of riding that's an evolution of dual sport riding. Instead of putting lights and signals on a dirt bike to make it street legal, we now put semi-knobby tires and crash cages on full-size sport tours. And now we can go wherever we want. Now, this is one of the fastest growing styles of riding, and the apparel market is starting to catch up with some pretty awesome gear. Hey everybody, I'm Louie with Jafrum, home of the motorcycle gear experts. In this video, we're going to take a look at some of my favorite motorcycle riding boots that are perfectly suited for this adventurous style of riding. All of them, of course, available at Jafrum.com. Now, there are three main features that are necessary for a riding boot to excel in an adventure touring environment. They need to offer significant protection. The bikes are heavy and the terrain can be really rough, so no sneakers on these rides. And they should also be waterproof. Now, even if you're riding in warm weather, you'll find yourself planting and steering with your feet quite a bit during this type of riding, and wet feet are going to get torn up pretty quick. Lastly, they need to have fairly aggressive tread on the bottom. A standard touring boot for the street will work great for the paved portions of your trip, but when you need to go off-road, you're going to want the extra grip for the trail. Now, the first boot I want to show you is probably the most aggressive model we're going to look at today. Now, this is CD's Adventure Rain Boot. Now, this boot has much of the reinforcement that you'll find in a strictly off-road boot, and this boot's also very popular for ATV riding for this reason. But the main difference between a motocross boot and this adventure boot is the sole construction. Now, the sole of these boots looks like it came straight off of a work boot, and it has just a little bit of flex and enough tread to get you through just about anything. Now, the upper is constructed using a water-resistant yet breathable material called Techno Micro. Now, this is a man-made material that's made of a composite microfiber that some argue is stronger than leather due to its lack of hidden imperfections. And now, your entire foot is protected with these Adventure Rain boots. The toe box is heavily reinforced and covered in a shifter pad. The heel, ankles, and Achilles area are protected by this hinged system that provides rigid protection but also promotes flexibility. Now, the fit of these boots is a little bit on the narrow side as a result of its Italian birthright, but my feet measure to the narrow side of E, and these boots fit me fine. They're just going to take a few rides to break in. Now, the buckle system is one of my favorites because of its ease of use with gloves on, and the hardware is all replaceable. Now, if you open the boot up, you can see the waterproof gaiter and moisture-wicking liner. Now, these boots have a waterproof membrane, and it breathes pretty well, but if you need to keep your feet extra cool, CD also offers a Gore-Tex upgraded model of this boot, appropriately called the Adventure Gore-Tex. The next model in our adventure touring boot lineup today is one of the best values in my opinion. Now, these are the Garnet G Adventure boots. They obviously don't have the level of protection that the CDs offer, but they're more flexible and quite a bit lighter in weight as a result. Now, I prefer a lightweight boot myself, especially when your feet are leaving the pegs with any sort of frequency. Now, the uppers are made of full-grain waterproof leather with a 3/4 height gaiter to keep the water from entering the boot. The toe and heel are of course well protected by internal reinforcement, and the toe of the boot is protected by these rubber panels. The fit of these boots is more generous width-wise than the CD boot, despite them both being from the same country of origin. The insole is removable and replaceable, and the boot features a Dry-Tech liner to keep your feet cool and dry. The outsole is made of a soft yet durable material with an aggressive lug for long life and excellent grip. And again, these G Adventure boots are an excellent value for a high-end, highly comfortable and lightweight adventure touring model. Next in line in our adventure touring boot overview is the Alpinestars Scout waterproof boots. Now, these are very similar in basic design as the Garnet boots, but there are definitely some differences. Now, one of my favorite parts of this boot is the sole. The heel of the outsole is rounded off to allow the boot to be easy to walk in, despite its rigid construction. The sole of the A-Stars boot is stitched as well, as opposed to molded, so it's replaceable. I also really like the buckle system on the Scout boots. You can easily buckle these buckles blindly and with gloves on. They also have a little bit more support for the ankles than the Garnets, offering just a marginal amount of additional protection. Now, the Garnet boots do come out ahead in a couple areas though as well. The Alpinestar boots don't breathe quite as well as the Garnets, so they can get kind of hot during summer rides. Also, the A-Stars lack the protective rubber plates on the toes, which can really add to the longevity of an adventure boot. The Scout boot does have great toe and heel protection for the foot though, and the injection molded shin armor has a nice embossed look to it. Now, overall, the Garnet and Adventure boots are very close in both fit and finish, and are both excellent selections in this adventure touring style of motorcycle boots. The next couple of pairs of boots in our overview today are on the more budget-conscious side of the spectrum. These are still high-quality selections from reputable brands, but at prices that are much less than some of the more ultra-premium choices. Now, this is the Kathmandu boot from First Gear. This is a lighter duty boot that's going to perform best in a 90% on-road and 10% off-road riding environment. The toe box and heel cup are reinforced, but not to the extent of rigidity of the other three pairs. The lateral side of the boot at the ankle offers some protection, but in the form of extra padding, as opposed to plate armor. This is a great feature, though, for riders with sensitive ankle bones, because these boots put little or no pressure on the ankle, so they feel broken in from the moment you put them on. Now you can also see that the sole has a less aggressive lug pattern than the other choices, and this makes them a little less capable off-road, but also makes them the lightest of the four pairs of boots we've looked at so far. The fit of this boot is the most generous so far as well, and not because the footboard is the widest, but because the boot is so soft and flexible that they're going to accommodate a lot of different shapes of feet. These Kathmandu boots have a dual buckle and hook and loop closure with a waterproof gaiter and a removable and replaceable insole. Again, these boots are going to be a great choice for the budget-conscious adventure tourer that's looking for a comfortable option and will spend most of his time on the pavement. The final boot in our comparison has a very different style than the boots we've looked at so far today. These Guardian Tall boots from River Road have more of a hiking boot look and feel to them, and are going to be a great solution for you adventure tours that have destinations with sites that will take you off of your bike. Now with these Guardian boots, you won't have to change your boots back and forth every time you stop. You'll be ready to ride, hike, do some light climbing, or really anything else you may want to do. Now to be clear, these boots are not waterproof. And I know I said a good adventure touring boot should be waterproof, but these boots are so versatile and unique, I had to add them. Now you do have an oil and skid resistant sole that works great on and off the bike, and a light duty removable insole that can be replaced with your favorite sole for hiking, if that's what you're going to use the boots for. This Guardian Tall boot has a combination lace-up and zippered side entry setup. Now you still have to untie the boot to get it on and off, but you don't have to partially unlace it the way you do with a lot of tall hikers. Now the uppers are made of leather and mesh, so they're durable but still breathe really well, and the toe box and heel cup are reinforced for added protection. Now, all in all, these Guardian Tall boots from River Road are a great option for you adventure touring riders whose adventures don't end when you get off the bike. And there you have them, 5 of my favorite boot options for you adventure touring riders. Now, thanks for joining me for a closer look. To see more new adventure touring apparel, subscribe to this YouTube channel, Jafrum Videos, or click the link below to go to our website. Like us on Facebook for daily deals and rider news. And remember, when it comes to our customers, we ride the extra mile. I'm Louie, and you'll see me next time.